Hello and welcome everyone, this is Blackadder at Blackadder's Place and I welcome you to today's stream, as it seems like we're gonna be having some more of the Age of Mythology Champions League hosted by Boit and the community. And the qualification is gonna be right now the first round, bringing together Odin and Loki, as they're gonna be starting on Watering Hole, which is gonna be already a second game, because they started like an hour earlier than they were scheduled, but obviously when they met, everything fine for them. And we are going to be insta-one with Hades on this map. Oh well, possibly Hades is quite nice. Now gonna be cool to be seeing some new player, GarMadjuda. Don't entirely remember if he's having some other nicknames or if maybe that's just a change because he's having like 3,000 games played on his account. So he's not entirely new here altogether. But well, overall, quite a solid map here for any kind of Norse, frankly. Pelos also is gonna be playing with Odin. You can see now some nice rhinos. On top of it, we are going to be also having, oh well, already you can see the Great Hunt cast on the Gazelinos with excellent gold, and that's a very good gold mine as well. Really one of the nicer spawns of Watering Hole for the players, and well, Pelos also therefore good starting position for him. Just maybe a bit interesting is that the secondary hunt is gonna be kind of far away, it looks like. Nothing there. Probably gonna be something here to the bottom. Otherwise, he might be wanting to, maybe even could be tempted to go forward. It's gonna be curious to see how it's gonna be played. Usually, from what I have seen in the 1v1s, it's for the Odin gonna be a bit interesting to go. Even the Ulf Sags here as well, simply because he's gonna be so much quicker. Again, Heresers at 23 seconds, so you can therefore quite a bit overwhelm the Loki before he gets some kind of solid army that will be able to bring him some free units and all kinds of things like that. But well, you can see right now the save gold mine also available for GarMadjuda, and we are gonna be having of course the same gazelles, with of course the disadvantage not having the Great Hunt god power, as he's gonna be playing the Loki. We are gonna be otherwise doing the first game of course after the match is gonna be done. It's a best of 3 as classic, all the games. First map was Oasis, second is right now Watering Hole, and the third one is going to be, if it's gonna be played, that would be Savannah. So, kind of somewhat thematic maps actually. Kind of interestingly that way. As you can see right now, it's just the cranes. Just kind of looking for all kinds of extra hunt. And yeah, there are really gonna be zebras here to the bottom. But it looks like it's gonna be also connected to the mid here for Pelos also. So it's not gonna be like completely safe. With most of the Sphinx, that's gonna be 15% build-in hit points. And, well, really one of the better ones. Though in this probably aggressive matchup, I'm not entirely certain if it's gonna be mattering as much. And Tale of Kerberos, especially with recharge time, right next to Loki. Yes, please. I'm very much looking forward to that, if I were GarMadjuda. Okay, gold mine is gonna be also not entirely too terrible. You can say it now, the water is gonna be... Wait, what? Only there. Okay, yeah, so there's gonna be some kind of connection probably here as well, the same as we see on the other part of the map. You can say now quite a bit of a defensive setup for Madjuda. Does he have some hunt at the back? Oh, it's actually very nice for him. Going to be having the zebras extra. Kinda thinking that as a Loki, he might want to be a bit more active here, rather than just kinda like playing defensively as much as he so far is, but I guess maybe experience from the first game. I guess you're gonna be seeing later. And learning later as well what's up with that. And we are going to be of course just like having to wait currently for the players to advance through. You can see 443, definitely not the fastest from Pelos also, who has apparently joined Pandora Box clan recently. Knowing GarMadjuda, as far as I know, he doesn't have any kind of clan associated with his nickname. Okay, you shouldn't be really doing these kinds of walls. That is something I'm fairly certain is gonna be forbidden in the rules. The chips are definitely, and I'm thinking this one probably could be specifically posted there as well. And like the avoiding the sides here. You can kind of do that, but yeah, it's not entirely cool because it's abusing the game and its mechanisms and imperfections in somewhat of a non-cool way as far as the gameplay goes. So you should be rather avoiding that, but nonetheless, it's probably not gonna be that much of a problem currently, or well, we'll see what's gonna be the result of the game in the end. But First Hersiros, no, he better, well, first 2 Hersirs, of course not gonna be threatened by the Valkyrie, but they better be careful not to be too alone. Might want to already kinda keep company with the other Dudos. Right now, the moment of truth. I'm kinda thinking that Pelos also is advancing a bit unnecessarily late. It's gonna be kinda bringing him a bit more problems that it necessarily needed to. Yeah, people need to be really learning to advance a bit quicker again. For example, yesterday the match was not bad as far as the advances between Punk Star and Slipknot. Having a hard time remembering the names actually, but nonetheless, that was the match yesterday that we streamed, and the day before we streamed Super Afim versus Anti-Raider, so this is gonna be the 3rd match played in the tournament, and well, coincidentally streamed here as well, as it even in the Friday evening. Not too many people apparently having a mind for casting some Age of Mythology games, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, well, you can definitely rest assured that once some well-known names are gonna be coming up, that's gonna be a surplus of streamers wanting to do those. Yeah, it's unfortunately how it goes. But nonetheless, definitely all the players deserve to be cast here and streamed live. So since he caught also Pelesoso and Majuda's first efforts here, it is going to be at this point resulting into, oh well, very interesting. Right about now guard in there, but he doesn't need to be really doing it. But I can understand why he's actually going about it this way. Definitely making sense. He's worried that maybe some Ulfsaks could be coming in. But in the end, he's gonna be choosing the different approach, Pelososo. Also because right about now, the kind of like a late advance, he's gonna be maybe thinking he doesn't have enough time for that. And he's going for a classic combination. I'm really thinking, I've seen the Ulfsaks work pretty well. It's kind of like the basic combo here, of course, for the Odin. Nothing wrong about the cavalry here with Freya and whatnot. But again, the Ulfies, you're just gonna get so many of them so quickly that you are able to really overwhelm the opponent with some decent advance time. So I really wouldn't be afraid of that if I were Pelos also. So we'll see. Because I'm thinking this is gonna be a bit of an opportunity for GarMadjuda. Bit of a shame right now to be losing this guy. Or I don't think this is for fully on purpose maybe, but nonetheless it was quite an excellent rubber banding. Yeah, that's how it works in the bank engine Age of Mythology runs on. Also works in Age of Empires 3, since it's the same engine, and it works in plenty of games that do have like formations, and the units are trying to be basically keeping up. No, but nonetheless, that was a quite nice actually catch, sending him home for potential healing. Can straight about now both of them, and he at this point needs to be already fleeing because he needs to be waiting for the heal and having some reasonable army. Can say it now, 74 pop limit for him, 72 for Pelos also, and considering that he's not really going for all that many, like all the like fast units, throwing Axeman is also 16 seconds, Horsey 18, so it's kind of interesting, of course, that he's not going to be that much higher up, and that's gonna be maybe just a bit of opportunity again for GarMadjuda, though the troll is not gonna be enough for the defense here for the time being. So you're gonna be at this point having quite a bit of a good opportunity to maybe test if Pelos also is gonna be having a mind of advancing forward into the next age, with Hersirs apparently hooking back into the hunt, which is making good sense. So far well played by GarMadjuda, I have to say, using the tactical opportunities, but the Hersirs here, yeah, well, a bit kind of lost in the forest, literally here. The heroic age is certainly liking like the Pelos also is gonna be quite a bit faster, and looking at the pop, still keeping it the same. He probably doesn't need to be really rushing into like the heavy military that much. Seems to be playing it kind of fairly nicely so far. Can say it now, hand-axe and pickaxe. On the other hand and side, it's gonna be only pickaxe, and kind of need the base actually for him overall, as he wants to be advancing also, but yeah, well, that's a bit of a wishful thinking unfortunately on his part. Doesn't seem to be having the resource kind of income for that just yet, and we are going to be at this point therefore waiting probably for the armies to slightly consolidate. Currently GarMadjuda, since he was doing well enough, he is, oof, that's a very bad fight, that's a terrible fight, losing so many Hersirs to absolutely no gain whatsoever. He killed like literally maybe like one unit. Yep. That's not really great at all. That's something you need to be avoiding, because that's something that usually compromises your advance into the heroic age, these kinds of losses. as you need to be overcoming them anyway and getting up there with, yeah, that's gonna be actually fairly nice. Also, very well done stakes from the elephant, and apparently even dwarves that are gonna be suffering some losses. And on top of it, yeah, well, all the idle time on of all the resources food that he is desperately missing to get into the next age. This is gonna be a huge problem for him. Skadi coming up, you can see resources excellent for Pelos also. Yeah, this is gonna be at this point quite a nice position for Pelos also to be starting from into the mid game. Medium infantry on top of it. By the way, what was the relic here on the left? Yeah, that was the Tail of Kerberos. No, again, something that could have and should have been picked up, especially for somebody like Loki. Okay, does he have some kind of further food here? Unfortunately not. Just some kind of reasonably safe gold, theoretically. Seems to be aiming for that already. As the hit points, of course, aren't entirely all that great, unfortunately, for GarMadjuda. And considering also losing the, right now, Ox card. Yep, further problems are gonna be mounting as he's slowly but surely getting up on the food. But obviously, Pelos also is gonna be already prepared right now, advancing through the Skadi to counter him. Well, it's gonna be, of course, right now meaning that Pelos also is practically gonna be the one to choose where the fights are gonna be happening and which ones these are going to be as well. With TC also immediately finished. If he could theoretically want, I mean, like Temple, sure, he probably doesn't need Hill Fort too much besides some kind of map control. Njord. I mean, like, if he knows that the opponent is already through Skadi, kinda sure. On the other hand, you are not taking Bragi only for the flame weapons. You're taking that also for the pigs, which are really great. Really one of the toppest units in the game. Very easily. Especially with its utility and kind of overall combination with the Norse gameplay. And the Valkyries, getting lucky on those. I'd be liking to get maybe something a bit different. Got at least that one INR in there, but nonetheless Valkyrie is gonna be at least keeping up quite decently with the army. 106 Poppy, Pelos also 102. No, better be careful, this is not a great fight for you. He's gonna be probably forced into Frost. Yeah, because losing all the throwing axemen will be kind of counterproductive. And now GarMadjuda, well, GarMadjuda can be disappointed he didn't choose to go for the Bragi. He would be having free flame weapons, no, but yeah, well, he couldn't have, of course, known that. That Pelos also is gonna be right about now offering such an option. And just kind of wondering if maybe getting a 30 EC would be making somewhat of a sense. And the trees through the bottom, no, won't be that much of a problem. Currently, but that's a lot of houses here. So theoretically there could be something done about it. Could have some effect. Oh, he's gonna be trying to jump straight into Mythic. I mean, like, he's having very limited economy though, 33 villages. It's kind of like playing on a borrowed time, kind of. And considering it's right now gonna be... yeah, these are some heavy losses at this point. Unfortunately, with all the units from Pelos also in place. Doesn't have anything else. On the other side, it's gonna be the same for Sokolov Chainbearer. And all his friends with Hell coming forward. Looking at the throwing axemen that we have here. I don't know. Kinda thinking about the Fimbulwinter possibly. On the other hand, if he's gonna be getting Hell, he actually gets Fire Giants and stuff. He'll be kinda locked on the Fimbulwinter Wolves, which might not be entirely what he is looking for on this type of map. Especially like a fairly close, actually, watering hole. All things considered, so making sense. I guess in the end, but Pelos also has already lost the main TC, and actually the trees were a lot more dangerous than I thought. I was thinking they're gonna be a bit more casual, going after the houses and whatnot, but in the end they just kinda like straight went for TC. It surprised me, but you can see there's gonna be Mythic coming forward in another TC anyway, fairly quickly, and the horses should be able to deal with it. If he had some harassers, it would be a bit more comfortable, but currently, yeah, GarMadjuda should have been going for more of the housings, rather than trying to fight the horses. Not making that much of a sense, unfortunately, with TC number, no, theoretically 3, but it's gonna be actively 2, and unfortunately also Pelos also not noticing what's going on beyond his base, and he's kinda like all over the place, not even noticing the random mountain giant here. It's gonna be another friend coming from, no, that's the problem for the TC, needs to be immediately frozen, of course, here. See we freezing the second one. Yes. Good. This one is gonna be soon dead, and well, 710 hit points. This was apparently a bit more challenging, I guess, than even thought that it's going to be. Okay then, it's gonna be about now resulting into the town center. Should be still safe. Nice 300 extra, of course, from the mountain giant. If he was actually having another one, then potentially TC would be dead. I mean, like, the mountain giant is still... Okay, careful! Oh man, he's having quite a nice dance here, but nonetheless... he was having selected all two of them, or both of them, rather. And therefore, that's why they couldn't be moving in a kind of proper way. You can see right now, Balder would be... 37, that's not entirely too much of a game winning Balder right there. But nonetheless, the fight through the bottom, and frankly, GarMadjuda is very strongly fighting for right about now the victory in the game number 2. Not gonna be spoiling you the result of the first one. Again, this is the second game already. The first one has been played off stream. You're gonna be doing a recorded game of that after the match is gonna be done. So you're not gonna be losing that opportunity on Oasis. No. But really the Balder is not gonna be much of a game changer, frankly. With the amount of villages we have. Not gonna be any kind of real problemo. Can say it now, Poppy. No, for GarMadjuda though is definitely not ideal. So theoretically, even those 30 Heroes of Ragnarok, if Madjuda is gonna be without army completely, even that could be enough to level his base. It's gonna be actually somewhat close, I think. Gonna be having a bit of a hard time, GarMadjuda, unfortunately, running away. Can say it now. No Oak Card. Yeah, that's something that needs to be improved, and unfortunately it seems like that one has been somewhat lost here to the times, as we don't have all that many upgrades. Just still the same pickaxe as earlier, and Gatherer is gonna be on the other side at the second level for the Balder advancing Odin, and Mountain Giant of course as well. It's not gonna be a problem, as the Mythical Age was getting researched a bit elsewhere. But nonetheless, Town Center is gonna be destroyed for the second time, but Frost Giants are coming up for a bit of an interesting fight here. Yep, mutually freezing each other. Can say it about now Insta Ragnarok, so let's see if it's gonna be enough. He was having pretty decent pop limit to begin with, so hopefully it's gonna be for him enough. As you can see right now to the top flank, quite nice raiding on the goal. That's not gonna be helping GarMadjuda all that much, but obviously if the villages are gonna die all over the board and all across the board with no resources apparently for the military upgrades, and seems to be the same at least for GarMadjuda, who is gonna be at this point at 0, as the TC to the top side got destroyed by the dragon. So bit of an interesting all-in from Pelos also here. No, like literally all in. He's not gonna be having anything to go back to because he doesn't even have the resources for that. So he doesn't even have resources for currently Fire Giant. He could get one if he sold the other resources. Could be probably worthwhile, frankly. Because he's not gonna be able to do anything else anyway. Might just as well do that. He doesn't have any kind of play in the game with Wolfie, Frost Giant. Gonna be at least right now freezing, but unfortunately doesn't have entirely enough units. Needs to be microing as hell at this point to get rid of those guys. To the top side just the Mountain Giant and another Hercerino. As all the way into the red base, that's gonna be a bit more important. Very good plan. Nice upgrade in the towers. Very good idea with getting the further one, which unfortunately didn't finish. Yeah, the dragon currently is gonna be quite a problem because you can't be dealing with him at all, unfortunately. Can't be dealing with him in any kind of way. No, and all the way to the south, of course, further block of the villages. Already lost about 8 Villagers in the GarMadjuda in all his attack, but he still does have plenty more right now available. Resources, not too thrilling. That of course has to be said. So otherwise all the way at home, seems like the throwing axemen have been already demolished by the myth units. Or have they? No, kinda probably not. Seems like he kinda gave up on that, and frankly, he can just kinda let them be there, because he doesn't need anything of it. Again, he doesn't have resources for anything at all. His goal should be just complete another destruction of the enemy base. That's the only thing that can be right about now, saving him, and then hoping for the best, because he's having, what, 6 throwing axemen? 5 throwing axemen, and that's the only thing that can be doing damage to the Nidhogg. So practically at this point, if GarMadjuda is gonna be focusing on the throwing axemen and killing them all. He's defaultly on. He's gonna be winning by default because there's gonna be anything that can throw even any kind of weapon on him. Okay, second tower down. Yeah, I'm thinking this is actually getting into the down territory here. Further Ulfsarks, nothing further here. Only 2 throwing axemen left. Yeah, or 3 actually, sorry. There's a third one right now available. And we are going to be, of course, at this point having, I'm thinking, quite a bit of a good chance on the victory for GarMadjuda in the game number 2. And he was at the same time saying that maybe with the Hades it would have been insta-win if Pelos also took them. No, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be really anything like that with this attempt on the Odin. And it was actually looking not entirely terrible for him, but that faster mythic apparently caught Pelos also slightly off guard, and I'm really thinking that the Ragnarok shouldn't have been cast, that it didn't make all that much of a sense in there. It was unfortunately a bit too low and slow. Oh, he's actually having still a Fire Giant. By the way, he can still get another one. Yes. Okay, so he does have Herser in there. Oh, but he doesn't have the pop limit. Okay, he would have to be right now built in. Houses. So theoretically, he might be getting something a bit more. That can pull it down. You can see further dwarfies, of course, getting demolished. 27 villages so far for Mr. Red. And still kind of nicely gathering. And the towers are gonna be quite an issue. Especially the ones right next to the town center. That's gonna be even a bigger problem for him in Generalos. No, and of course the Fire Giant needed to be protected a lot better. Still, the 1200 hit points on the Nidhogg. It's probably gonna be a bit too much. Yeah, we already talked about those walls, so it's something that GarMadjuda shouldn't be doing, but it's luckily not having that much of a real effect on the game here. It's still something that can be overcome, but yes, it's a bad habit to have, so better lose it if you're gonna be playing on Voobly, and especially in tournaments. Okay, you're gonna be there for having 24 villages for GarMadjuda. Is having a bit of a problem that even if he's gonna be having plenty of food, he doesn't really have that many units that cost only that, or rather he doesn't have too many myth units. He can be making mountain giants, but it's not entirely that much helpful. Shouldn't be really doing that too much, but nonetheless, can say that about now you are going to be at this point. No, seeing quite a safe base here. He's even actually making a new market now because he lost the original one, so he's gonna be right now hoping to sell the food and therefore get himself a bit more units. But really, just at this point, legitimately the Nidhogg is the biggest MVP for the game, which is something that you don't say very often at all in the games. You really don't. So it's one of the rare opportunities where we get to enjoy the power of the Norse dragon. Nonetheless, all the way to the bottom, just like some 2 dwarfies hidden here for all eternity, I guess. Piggy in the corner, and that's gonna be just the Hersiros here. That probably could be just going home. You can see right now there are still a few units, but unfortunately we don't have the pop limit for them, so this is gonna be somewhat interesting tactically how Pelos also is gonna be playing that. I'm thinking he should have been using some of the Ulfies to build new houses. He still does have some resources, but he doesn't have a way to get the food, right? Yeah, he's kinda like not having enough, unfortunately, for getting himself the TC. 12 food. 12 food. I don't think there's no way he can get that, right? I mean, like, he doesn't have units generating resources or anything like that. Yeah, he can't. I don't think he can. At least don't have any kind of, like, real idea or plan. Oh, wait a second, he does! He does! He does have the raiders clicked in. If he deletes those, if he removes those, he can make a TC. Jesus, man. Odin and Loki and I don't know what kind of other gods you can be naming. He actually does have a way to get a town center. Wow. Okay. Oof. But he unfortunately is completely unaware of that. He's completely... That is even the Hersir in the TC... Oh, in the temple. Damn. Well, well, well. This actually could be having... No, 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 no. Yeah. Oh man. Yep, he could have had the TC actually. Man, and from that it would have been probably further 15 maybe plus minutes. But nonetheless, that's gonna be a victory right now for GarMadjuda. Therefore, again, no idea what the first game went and as it went, so we're gonna be seeing if they continue or not. I'm gonna be checking on the rules on the walls. I'm fairly certain it's not allowed, those kind of like long walls there. But I just want to be seeing potentially the wording, what Boit has there. Connector spam to protect band. Excessive wall connector spamming allowed. Like no excessive allowed. Illegal placement around gold mine settlements. 4 pieces around tower. Save dock builder. Segments to seal the gap that was meant to be walled. No unnatural wall usage such as deleting wall segments and setting up a gate network. Someone uses wall inappropriately to pause a game, ask for a ruling, and have the walls deleted or not. Okay, I'm gonna be warning him. This is something that is generally not allowed. So I'm gonna be telling that to him when we're gonna be starting the next game. Just to make sure that he's not disappointed after. But again, I don't think it was a decisive factor in this game. But nonetheless. Better to be careful about that. And have it under control. But it was a very curious game right now by both guys that we got provided. Happy to have seen that. You can see Ragi was about 30. No. Yeah, that TC maybe could have been enough. GG.